Hi, it's Kevin Horan time, and today I'm going to talk about the real estate market because I'm a realtor by trade, and I'll tell you what, I just can't believe that we've been forgotten like the bad stepchild. The real estate market crashed, and then guess what happened? The whole economy crashed, and everybody's suffering for this. And we got fixes for the banks, and we got fixes for Wall Street, and we got fixes for jobs, we got stimulus for this and stimulus for that. And yet the real estate market that funded everything, the whole economy was funded by real estate and real estate profits. Nobody's doing a damn thing about what's going on in the real estate market. It really ticks me off because you got the realtors that were making big money and spending big money. Now none of us have any money to spend. They were helped by the bankers, and the mortgage brokers now are not able to make a living and spend their money. The title companies, the attorneys that close the deals are not able to. The furniture stores that sold furniture for all the families moving up, down, and sideways are not doing things. Construction workers are out of work because there's no homes being built. There's no renovations being done on existing homes for flips, or because somebody's bought a rundown house and decided to fix it up for themselves. So you got all these home improvement guys out of work. It runs up and down. The insurance companies aren't writing the insurance policies for these homes. It's one thing after the next. Lowe's and Home Depot are not selling home repair products, and the companies that make bedding and furniture and everything to do with housing, roofers, all the supply companies, everybody's taking a hit. And what are we doing as a country? Well, we're seeking to modify loans, and I'm going to tell you that's a great principle in theory, but in reality it's not happening. People are not getting their loans modified. Who in the world wants to modify a loan if the house is worth $300,000 and now it's only worth $150,000 and you owe $290,000? What do you care if you get a loan modification? You're still living in a house that's worth only half of what you paid for it, what you owe on it. What needs to be done is very simple. Instead of blowing money all over the place, we just need to cut down the principal to what that home's worth in today's market, have the bank take the hit on the rest of that money, or put it into a longer term note, a 100-year note, so that people's payments can become more in line, and over a period of time the values will come back. But until this happens, we're just going to see wave after wave after wave of foreclosed homes, and all it does is clog up the arteries of the home circulatory system, and what we wind up having is home prices still going down. Today was reported in the news that home prices will take another 11% hit, and you know what? This is not factual information. This is people guessing. They've been telling us that home prices won't exceed 20%. Well, home prices across the U.S. are down almost 50%. There's no reason for this. It should have never happened. The government needs to address housing. Housing has driven the economy over time and will continue. But this slapdash stimulus money package, where people get a short-term job for a little while, nobody's hiring because nobody's spending money. Nobody's spending money because nobody has any money. With unemployment exceeding 10%, we need to get people back into work in housing and all the different facets that housing encompasses that I detailed earlier in this show. I need you all to write your congresspeople and tell them, fix housing and you'll fix the economy. Don't fix housing and we're in for another 4 or 5 years of foreclosures, because what's happening is the banks they're dragging their feet. People are staying in their homes between 12 and 24 months without having to pay a single penny. The banks are taking the hit on the lost interest. They're taking the hit because they can't lend that money out that they would be able to if they had it. They're not modifying the loan because nobody really wants to modify their loan. And the loan modifications that are going through, guess what? The people are defaulting on them almost immediately. So it doesn't make any sense to continue this save our homes bullshit when nobody wants that Nobody is going to stay in and maintain a home that's lost half of its value, because they know probably within the next 20 years or 30 years, most people's adult lifetimes, their homes are not going to be worth what they were just 2 to 3 years ago. So it's a fallacy to think that these Save Our Homes programs are going to work. The only thing that's going to work is if the banks cut their losses by saying, okay, the home in today's market is worth $100,000, you owe $190, we're giving you a credit for the $90,000. We're going to bill it to you as a form of income so that they can write it off on their books. Let Uncle Sam collect a few bucks on the taxes on that $90,000, and let that homeowner take a lower payment and be confident that their home is worth what they owe on it. Because in my neck of the woods, what's happening is people are walking away from a home that's, say, a $200,000 home worth $100,000. They're walking away from it and they're buying a home for $80,000 or $90,000. So in principle, it's happening anyway. And then once the bank takes over that home, by the time they get it, maintain the property, pay the taxes, pay the homeowners association fees, pay to have the lights on and the grass mowed and all these other things, then they take a hit on the sale, they're losing their shirts anyway. So why not let the original family stay in those homes? Let me get some feedback on that. You guys can look me up on Facebook and message me from there. Thanks.